morning, class. How are you today? As you know me, I'm Adebayo Michael Abayomi. You are welcome to Business Studies class today. Please, I want you to give your total attention to this class so that it will really help you. Now, let's go. The topic for today is transportation. Transportation. The first thing that comes to your mind is you've done trade, you've done Ace to trade. Transportation is part of the Ace to trade requirements. We say Ace to trades are the factors that facilitate trading, that enhance better level of trading. So transportation is part of it. So what is transportation? We say transportation is the movement of people, goods, and services from one place to another. You see, transportation is also the lifeblood of the economy. That means the economy cannot thrive. All other factors of Ace to trade, they are good. But with the exception of transportation, you will see that when goods are produced, you should know already that when goods are produced or services are to be rendered and the goods have not gotten to the hands of the final consumers, no production has taken place. So transportation as a key factor of Ace to trade is very important. It's the lifeblood of the economy. Now, what are the importance of transportation? We say transportation makes it possible for manufacturers to get raw materials to factories and carry finished goods from factories to their final consumers. That is what it does. Another point is it facilitates the movement of persons from one place to another. There are various importance of transportation. It also provides employment for workers within the transport system, thereby helping to improve the standard of living. It also facilitates the distribution of goods by encouraging mass production of goods. That is, for example, cocoa produced in Nigeria is transported to other countries, and this increases the production of cocoa in Nigeria. It promotes tourism. It promotes tourism. If I say it promotes tourism, you know what that means? When people travel from one place to another for sightseeing and for other, beautiful nature that captivates their attention, they need transportation. They can't just disappear there. It promotes tourism. It is an Ace to trade, as I said earlier. It also provides basic necessities of life. Without wasting much of our time, having known the importances of transportation, let's move to its types. What are the types of transportation? If I ask you as students, tell me the types of transportation, the first thing that comes to your mind is road transportation. So we have 5 types of transportation. We have road transportation, rail transportation, water transportation, air transportation, and pipeline. That is the 5. Now, out of all these that I've mentioned, which is the oldest? Let's start from the oldest. Which is the oldest? The oldest form of transportation is the road transportation. Good. Because before the advent of rail, talk of air, talk of pipeline, road and has been in existence, and here too. But before before all these helicopters, airplanes are invented, road has been in existence. Let's quickly go. Road transportation is a popular type of transportation, as we know, and it comprises of motor vehicles. We have mechanical means and the use of animals. So that is transportation. Is a major means of transportation that comprises motor vehicles, that is the cars, buses, lorries, and all that. Mechanical means of transportation, that means the use of your bicycles when you use your strength and energy to pilot the machines that you use, your wheelbarrow and all that. Then the use of animals like donkeys in those days. So road transportation is the what? Is the oldest. Now let's go. What are the advantages of road transportation? The first thing is from your various destination, you are able to come to school. You are able to come to centers or to school easily. So road transportation, what are the advantages? It helps. It helps to reach, from a door. It is a door to door transportation. It helps you to get to one step to the other. It can easily convey you from a particular place to another. It is the cheapest means of transportation, especially in short distances. It is usually limited. It is not usually limited by weather condition. So it is not usually limited by weather condition. Either it is raining or not, you move ahead. It is flexible. It does not involve any schedule before you can travel, and it is best used for transporting perishable goods like vegetable, like tomatoes and what have you, before they get destroyed. It is most important means of transportation because it costs less. It is cost less. It costs less. Now, what are the disadvantages of road transportation? Road transportation usually encounter, traffic. Especially, there is always transport congestion in a big city like PH, Port Harcourt, or Lagos. Each day you go out and you come in, you are faced with, traffic, congestion. Road transportation is prone to accidents than other transportation means. Is very prone to accident. We also say the automobiles, the vehicles used on the road, they contribute to air pollution through the vehicle's exhaust pipe. We say motor vehicles cannot carry bulky goods as train and ship. The vehicles can carry limited luggage. It is not also suitable for long distance. For long distance, I mean from state to state, like traveling from country to countries. In most cases, it could pose a challenge. That is road transportation. Let's go to the second R. That is rail transportation. Rail transportation. What do you understand by transportation by rail? Rail transportation. You've seen train even on your TV screen. Those developed countries, you see their train. In fact, these days now they've so much developed, an high-tech train that does not really, it moves on the subway. It means under the ground with a very high speed, different from the normal rail that we see these days that moves at a very slow pace. Now, what is rail transportation? Rail transportation makes use of trains which always move on schedules. We say rail transportation is managed in Nigeria by Nigeria Railway Corporation. Please take note of that. By Nigeria Railway Corporation. And rail transportation is the most suitable where heavy and bulky goods are being carried over long distances. Consider what I've said, comparing road and rail. Road cannot do that, but rail, long, it can go long distances carrying heavy and bulky goods. Now, in the rail transportation, we have goods train, we have passenger train. Rail transportation, that means we have cargo train and we have passenger train. Is subdivided into two, cargo and passenger. Cargo are for carrying of goods, and passengers are strictly for carrying people from place to place. Now, let's go to the advantages of rail transportation. Advantage of rail transportation. Take note of it. There are slight differences from the advantages of road to the advantages of rail, advantages of road to disadvantages of rail. There are some similar differences. Advantages of rail transportation. Trains can carry heavy and bulky goods than motor vehicles. It is cheaper when traveling over a long distance. That's the second thing. That means it facilitates long distance. Then it is the safest means of transportation. That means accidents rarely occur on rail transportation. It is not affected by weather. Then it is not prone to highway robbers like road transportation that is prone to attack by highway robbers. Then train breakdown is not common. It is not common, unlike vehicles and what have you. Now, what are the disadvantages of road transportation? It does not promote door-to-door services, unlike road. It does not promote door-to-door services. Once it takes you from a state, you are landing in a second train station, which should be in another state or thereabouts. So, it is not suitable for transporting perishable goods. That's another point. Disadvantages of road transportation. 2, then 3. It is expensive to construct. Then it is slow and time consuming. Another disadvantage is casualties are very high in case of any accident. In case accident occurs, the casualties are very, very high. Then it cannot be operated economically in rural areas. That is for road transportation. Now, let's move to the third. Water transportation. The flow of rivers and seas has always been in existence since the foundation of the world when God created heaven and earth. But the ships on sea and the yacht and all that we can use to travel on the sea, those ones were not yet in existence. So road has been the first, but water has always been there, but no means of transporting ourselves on it. So water transportation is a type of transportation which moves goods and people from one place to another on water. And it comprises of, we have river transportation, ferries transportation, sea and ocean transportation. That is underwater. Please take note. River transportation, ferries transportation, and sea and ocean transportation. Now, river transportation is comprised of canoes, boats, and steamers that carries passengers and goods across big rivers, from village to village. Then ferries transportation, it carries passengers and goods across rivers and lagoons, usually on short distances. But the third, which is sea and ocean transportation, that is the movement of goods and passengers across oceans and seas. That means from countries to countries. Now, what are the advantages of water transportation? I know you know a lot. Advantages of water transportation. Water transportation is cheap, from country to country. Then it is not prone to accidents, unlike road transportation. It is not prone to accidents. Traffic congestion does not affect water transportation. There's another point. No cost of production of routes. Land transportation, you say, pass the street, that road is blocked, take another road. No, there's nothing like that. No cost of production of routes. You move straight on the IC. It is suitable for bulky goods. Now, the disadvantages of water transportation. Water transportation is slow and time consuming. It cannot provide door-to-door delivery of goods. It is not flexible for perishable goods. It's not flexible for perishable goods. Then it is prone to privileges and pirate attack. No, it's prone to attacks. That is water transportation. That is water transportation. A few minutes. Now, let's continue. We are done with road, rail, and water. Let's move to air transportation. Air transportation is the fastest means of transportation. I believe you know that. Very, very fast. And as fast as it is also the most deadly. It is very, very deadly. But, it is the fastest means of transportation. As I said, it makes use of aircraft, which could be either helicopter or airplanes. There are two types of aeroplanes, which are passenger planes and cargo planes. And you know what that means? Cargo planes, they carry goods. Passenger planes, they carry, related to the train that we're talking about. Now, what are the advantages of air transportation? What are the advantages? The advantages are numerous. It saves time, being the quickest means of transportation. It is most suitable also for carrying perishable and fragile goods. It provides a lot of comfort and luxury, a lot of comfort and luxury on the high plane. Helicopters and special planes are used in rescue mission, whenever army troops are on the field and all that, if they need to be rescued from the threat of the enemy and all that, helicopters will be deployed to the place in order to rescue them from the enemies. It is crucial for national defense. It is very vital in time of emergency. Exactly. And no congestion or traffic jam also. No congestion or traffic jam on air route. Then, armed robbery attack and all that also. It is very, very impossible. And what are the disadvantages of air transportation? It is very expensive in terms of the construction, maintenance, investment, and the fare. It costs a fortune. It is very, very expensive. Another point is it is not flexible. It is not flexible. Unlike your vehicle, you can just go from one street to the other. You can, it is not flexible because it is operated on scheduled time. On scheduled time, and through the weather. It is being influenced by weather. It is also noisy. If you have been to an airport before, you know how noisy it is for an airplane to take off and the landing, but the taking off is always very, very loud, very, very noisy. Air transportation is not suitable for carrying bulky goods, and it is not easily accessible. You have to book your ticket, you have to wait for time and all that. Not like, your train or your vehicle on the road where you can just, I'm going to anywhere today, you can just bump yourself on the road and off you go. That is that. Now, let's go to the last, which is what? Pipeline transportation. You'll be wondering, what's pipeline? Have you ever heard of it before? Could that be a means of transportation? Pipeline transportation. They are means of transporting gases and liquids such as water, crude oil, refined petroleum products from one place to another. These pipes are usually buried underground to reduce damage or vandalism. In other countries of the world, they've been operating these for a very long period of time. They've been operating this. Now, what are the advantages of pipeline transportation? Advantages of pipeline transportation. We say pipes are durable materials which can be used for decades. They are durable. They can be used for decades. It's very low. The risk factor is very, very low. Pipelines transport is economical since it has little or no maintenance cost. It has little or no maintenance cost. It is more suitable for liquid and gas, as I've said earlier. It can be laid anywhere. It can be laid anywhere. Once there's no obstruction of stone or something too solid that can puncture it, and the pipe is high in nature, it can be laid anywhere. It has low energy consumption. It has low energy consumption, unlike vehicle, pipe by energy, your petrol, train also, your airplane also, energy consumption, but it has low energy consumption. Then it encourages minimum minimum transit loss. That is, moving from one place to the other. Why do you need to travel? Whatever. Once the pipe is laid well, the liquid content that is in it, once it's laid well from the source to the region, is connected as fast as possible. It encourages easy access to oil field. Now, what are the disadvantages of pipeline transportation? Damages to pipelines usually lead to a lot of wastages of the liquid carried. It leads to lots of wastages of the liquid carried. The cost of laying pipes is very high. The cost of laying the pipes is very high. It is difficult to detect and repair damages pipes. When you used to hear of pipeline vandalization, where some hoodlums we trace petrol pipe, and they will bust it and begin to extract some liquid for them to sell it in black market price. Before such will be detected, is always a very long period of time. It's not easily detected. Nigeria's maintenance culture for pipeline is low. That is another thing. So, our government needs to improve the more on it. It is very, very good in transporting, liquid and all this material, but government should consider it, a matter of urgency in taking good care of it so that our economy will develop the more. Then, cost of security patrol is high. That is another disadvantage. And the cost of security patrol for it is very, very high. Then we say capacity cannot be increased. That's another disadvantage. We have different levels of vehicle and their capacity, different levels of train. Also even the ship on the high sea. We have the yacht, the small one, the flying boat, the big one, the big ship. But for pipeline, you can't just increase the size at any time you wish to. So I believe by now you have understood transportation, the meaning of transportation, then the types of transportation that we have, the advantages of each, disadvantages of each. You will notice that the advantages of one could be the disadvantage of the other. Please take note. And their importances, especially their relevance to the economy. Open and write down the following assignment. The first one, define transportation. Define transportation. It is possible for you not to even define it the way I have defined mine. Define transportation. 2, mention 6 importance of transportation. 6 importance of transportation. 3, state the 5 types of transportation. You can see the questions are very, very simple. 4, enumerate at least 4 advantages of the 5 types of transportation. I have taught you the advantages and disadvantages, so just 5. The last one, outline 5 disadvantages of the 5 types of transportation. Now, let me add one more to it. Note it. Differentiate between rail transportation and road transportation. Just 4 differences between rail and road transportation. Please make sure you do it well, clear handwriting, legibly written, till we meet in the next class. Thank you.